Hey guys, it's Lane with Tim's Nation. I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about the Custodes list I'm going to be taking today. Now, I'm not a super competitive Custodes player. I've got a fairly decent sized collection, but I don't have, all the maximum number of units of all, or maximum numbers of all the really juicy units that are really good right now. So this list is kind of a mix of things. There are definitely some good things, some meta things in the list, but I'm not I've got one squad of wardens. I'm not spamming wardens. I've got one Caladius grav tank, that sort of thing. So we have a basic kind of sampler platter of Custodes units here today, and I'll kind of go through them all and go through the details on them a little bit, give you an idea of what they do, because all the Custodes unit have a all the time special ability and a once per game special ability. So we'll talk through those a little bit. Really, just wanted to get him out there and play and let DJ test his Necrons into a Custodes army. If I played Custodes competitively, I'd probably add some more units here. Maybe get another one or two Caladius grav tanks or get more wardens. And I'd also update the models. So a lot of these models have axes on them, and the axes are just not nearly as good as the spears. So not everything is WYSIWYG today. Pretty much everything that has an axe, it's actually a spear. We're going spears all the way. And the Venatari that I'm using, they're ones that I built last edition that have the pistols. So what they're gonna have their spears as well, because the spears are just way better on the Venatari because they get lance. So we're gonna go through the list. Like I said, we'll talk about the special rules for all these things, and then we'll come back at the end just to talk a little bit about what I want to see, see how it performs today and what units I want to see do their thing. All right, here we go. All right, for my Adeptus Custodes. So Custodes special rules. First of all, the entire army gets the martial katas. In previous editions, the 9th edition, the katas are really complicated, but I like the fact that for 10th edition, they made them a lot more simple. Basically, at the start of each fight phase, not just in your turn, but in your opponent's turn as well. In the start of each fight phase, you decide what buff you want to give your army. The whole army then either gets lethal hits in combat, or they get sustained hits in combat, or they are -1 to hit in combat. I really like what they did with it. They simplified it, but it's still obviously very powerful and very flexible. So that's a great rule. And then the other army rule for Custodes is the fact that they get a 4-up invuln to mortals, and now it counts as dev wounds as well, thanks to the balanced data slate update. So they get 4-up feel no pain to mortals and a 4-up feel no pain to devastating wounds. So I'm not sure what DJ's running today. If he's got any of those spiders that kick out the dev wounds, it'll come into play. But we'll see what he's running. So that's the Custodes army and detachment rules. Now, as far as what I'm carrying today, I have 4 characters. So we have the Blade Champion. The Blade Champion has a bunch of different attacks. He has a bunch of different attack profiles, so he's very flexible there as well. But his special rules are, number 1, he lets his unit reroll advances and reroll charges, and once per game, he lets his unit advance and charge. Lets him really get out there and to get engaged as quick as possible. Next, we do have my Warlord, Trajan Valoris. Trajan, he lets his unit ignore any modifiers. So modifiers to their AP, modifiers to their weapon skill, ballistic skill, all that sort of thing. And once per game, he does his Moment Shackle, which he's got 3 different things he can do. My favorite is when he gives himself, makes his attack profile 12 attacks in combat with his Watcher's Axe, which is hilarious. But he could also give himself a 2-up invuln save, or he can let his unit fight first. He can pick one of those things, and it pops off once per game. No enhancements today. So, I mean, the other 2 characters we have Calidus Assassin, just so she can bop around and score me some points, hopefully. And we also have Lord Inquisitor Curia Draxus. Now, I don't have an actual Curia Draxus model, so I'm just using one of my old metal Inquisitors. This is the Pilgrim Inquisitor with his old Pilgrim hat on. But he'll be playing the part of Lord Inquisitor Curia Draxus. Now, she's pretty cool, and the reason people take her with Custodes, I mean, she's pops into most Custodes armies now, but the big thing you can do, obviously, her special ability in your command phase, you roll a d6 on a 2-up. Her unit cannot be targeted outside of 18 inches, so it gives them some defensive ability. But the real key is that when she joins Custodian Guard, their special rules let them reroll all wounds if they are on an objective that they control, and once per game they can shoot twice. Well, she's got pretty good shooting attacks, so her unit, because she joins that unit, she'll get the benefit both from the wound rolls, re-rolls, and that once per game double shoot, which means she can put out a lot of damage for the fact that she's just a cheap little model. She's only 75 points. And her ranged weapons, she's got 2 guns, the Dire Singer, 18-inch range, 4 attacks, hits on 3s, strength 4, AP 0, 2 damage, but it's anti-infantry 4 up, devastating wounds, and it is assault as well. Just meaning she can really, with the wound reroll, she can really proc off on those dev wounds. And then her other attack is Psychic Tempest, again 18-inch range, 6 attacks hitting on 3s, strength 6, AP 0, 2 damage, but it is indirect and does have sustained hits 2. So again, with the wound rerolls and everything, she gets like a high volume of damage with her 2 attacks there. That's it for the characters. Moving on, we have 2 squads of the Custodian Guard. These guys are 5-man squads. Of course, they're really durable. They fight really good, shoot a little bit with their bolters, with their spears, but their special rules, as I mentioned already, whenever they are on, well, basically they always reroll once to wound, but whenever they are on an objective that they control, they reroll the entire wound roll when they're making an attack. And that's both shooting and fighting. And then once per game, they can shoot twice. Moving on, we have, still on battle line here, we got one little 4-man squad of the Sisters of Silence Prosecutors. I don't even remember what their special rule is. I think they're anti-psyker or something, and then there's no psychers and DJs Necrons today, so... yeah, their special rule is not going to come up. They're just going to hold an objective somewhere, maybe score me some points. Moving on, we have 1 3-man squad of Alaris Custodians. I don't know how great these guys are. They are expensive at 75 points a model, but I'm sorry, 65 points a model. But they can deep strike in once per game. They can up and down. They can uppy downy once per game. And whenever they attack something, if it's a vehicle, monster, or a character unit, so that means a unit that is joined by a character, they reroll the wound rolls, which can be pretty strong. And again, that's both shooting and fighting. And they get a bunch of extra attacks with their grenade launcher in addition to their spears. Next, we got 1 Caladius Grav Tank. Just one, because I only own one. And it's got the Arachnus Heavy Blaze Cannon on it. Shoots pretty well. I wanted something that'll sit back and hold my home field objective, and also can contribute to the battle by shooting a little bit, so that's what he's going to be doing. Next, we've got 1 squad, 5-man squad of Custodian Wardens. These guys are the extra durable ones. You can notice that they are the ones with the robes. So, Wardens, they are neg 1 to wound when they are led by a character. And once per game, you can just pop off a 4-up Feel No Pain at the start of any phase. Once per game. And it's a 4-up Feel No Pain to anything, any type of damage. So, once per game, they are extremely durable. Next, we got 2 squads of the Venatari Custodians. Now, the Venatari, their spears are much better right now. So as I said, these are not WYSIWYG. They're actually, we're playing them with the spears. The Venatari, they have the ability to fall back and shoot and charge. But also their other special ability is that they can rapid ingress for free. And multiple units can do this. So they can rapid ingress even if other units have rapid ingressed already. This gives them a lot of hitting power. When they rapid ingress, they have a 10-inch move. That means they can get into combat really easily with something. And the fact is that their spears are basically the same thing as all the other Custodian spears, in that they are 5 attacks each guy, hitting on 2, strength 7, AP 2, 2 damage. But they have the Lance keyword one with the Venatari. So most of DJ's army are going to be wounding them on 2s when they charge. And hopefully getting some damage through that way. They're really strong. They are kind of expensive. It's 200 points for 3 of them. So they definitely cost a few points, but we'll see if they earn their points back today. That's everything. All right, here we go. All right, so that is the list. That's what I'm running today. As you can see, it's kind of a mix of units, a little bit of a sampler platter here. What I really want to see happen today is I want to see those Venatari get in and do some work. The rapid ingress is great. It's more powerful, obviously, if I go second. That way, in turn 2, when they can rapid ingress, they can come in on my opponent's turn. When they're top of the turn, when I'm bottom of the turn, they can get in there and do some work. We'll see if it comes into play. Still being able to rapid ingress is great for obviously the damage output, but also getting on objectives. If you don't have an objective, to help you score primary. And then really just want to see Carrier Draxus do some damage, get her in a position. Hopefully she can get that double shot with the reroll wounds along with the rest of her squad and see if that really contributes in the game. And also, I want to see Trajan Valoris go in and do 12 attacks, just because I really want to, because he's joined with the Custodian Guard. That means he'll get to reroll wound rolls of 1, and if they're controlling an objective, he'll get to reroll all his wound rolls, which will just be fun to see happen. Other than that, I don't really have any particular things I'm looking for in this list. Just want to give DJ basically a stat check as far as durability of the Custodes. So we'll see how they play out today. So follow me over to the battle report, guys, and we'll see you there.